Good evening and welcome to this special meeting of Troy City Council for Monday, June 26, 2023. It is 6 p.m. I'll ask Mrs. Knight to please call the roll.
Mr. Whidden?
Here.
Mr. Twist?
Here.
Mrs. Snee? Here. Mr. Sievert?
Present.
Mr. Schilling?
Present.
Mr. Pierce?
Present.
Mr. Phillips?
Yes, or here. Sorry.
Mr. Rozelle?
Here.
Mrs. Marshall? Here. All members are present.
Thank you, Mrs. Knight. Mrs. Knight, will you please read the acknowledgement of the notice of special meeting of Troy City Council?
Notice a special meeting of the City Council addressed to Mrs. Marshall, Mr. Pierce, Mr. Phillips, Mr. Rozelle, Mr. Schilling, Mr. Sievert, Mrs. Snee, Mr. Twist, Mr. Whidden, Mr. Lutz. You are hereby notified that there will be a special meeting of the City Council of the City of Troy, Ohio, at the Council Chamber in said city on Monday, the 26th day of June, 2023, at 6 o'clock p.m. for the purpose of recessing into executive session to confer with legal counsel concerning disputes that are the subject of pending or imminent court action and considering resolution number R38, 2023. This meeting is called by Council President Lutz pursuant to Rule 25 of the Troy City Rules of Council for Procedure. I will pass this around to be signed.
Thank you, Mrs. Knight.
Velcro. Light goes on.
All members that sign the acknowledgement, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. President,
Yes.
I'd like to recess now into executive session to confer with legal counsel concerning disputes that is subject of pending or imminent court action.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to recess into executive session by Mr. Phillips, seconded by Mr. Rozelle. I do want to make a quick announcement. At the end of the executive session, we will come back to deliberate Resolution R38, 2023. We will not take any public comments. I will tell you why. This is the third reading of this resolution. There have been plenty of times to make comments on this resolution at our previous two meetings. I understand completely the frustrations many of you have over the shenanigans that took place Saturday. And I can tell you, I feel the same way. There will be a time and a place to discuss that, and that's next Monday. What's true today will be true a week from now. And I would encourage all of you to come back, speak your piece, send letters, send emails, send other correspondence. I would love to hear from you. At the end of this meeting, I'd be more than happy to stick around to speak with any and all of you that want to speak. But we're not going to take public comments because the only item on the agenda is resolution number 38. Thank you. Mrs. Knight, please call the roll.
Mr. Twist?
Yes.
Mrs. Snee? Yes. Mr. Sievert?
Yes.
Mr. Schilling?
Yes.
Mr. Pierce?
Yes.
Mr. Phillips?
Yes.
Mr. Rozelle?
Yes.
Mrs. Marshall?
Yes.
Mr. Whitten?
Yes.
Motion is approved.
Meeting document?
You ready?
Do I have one?
Ready?
What is it?
Finance.
Huh?
Finance or something. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved to come back into regular session.
Second.
It has been moved to return to regular session by Mr. Phillips, seconded by Mr. Twist. Mrs. Knight, please call roll.
Mrs. Sneed? Yes. Mr. Sievers?
Yes.
Mr. Schilling?
Yes.
Mr. Pierce?
Yes.
Mr. Phillips?
Yes.
Mr. Rozell?
Yes.
Mrs. Marshall?
Yes.
Mr. Whitten?
Yes.
Mr. Twist?
Yes.
Motion is approved.
Thank you, Mrs. Knight. Mrs. Knight, will you please read the resolution for the evening, Resolution R-38, 2023?
Resolution number R-38, 2023. Resolution authorizing the Director of Public Service and Safety of the City of Troy, Ohio, to accept the donation of real property and enter into a settlement agreement with 116 West Main LLC and Randy Kimmel and declaring an emergency. This is the third reading.
I'd like to make a motion to accept Resolution R-38, 2023.
Second.
It's been moved to adopt the resolution by Mr. Phillips, seconded by Mr. Schilling. Are there any final comments?
No, I didn't.
Oh, Mr. Twist. Mr. Pierce. I apologize. Are there any final comments or questions? Mrs. Knight, please call the roll.
Mr. Sievert?
No.
Mr. Schilling?
No.
Mr. Pierce?
No.
Mr. Phillips?
No.
Mr. Rozell?
No.
Mrs. Marshall?
No.
Mr. Whitten?
No.
Mr. Twist?
No.
Mrs. Sneed?
No.
Resolution fails adoption.
The resolution has failed adoption. This adjourns our special meeting of Troy City Council. Our next meeting will be Monday, July 3rd, 7 p.m., right here in City Chambers.